Hello guys, welcome to another video of Car Copenhagen. In this video today, we'll dive deep into this Peugeot 208 from 2023. Since the launch of this car, because of the design or something else maybe, you can see this car took the market by storm. And in this video today, we're gonna deep dive to find out why it has become one of the most favorite car in the small car segment. So without further ado, let's jump into it. By the way, if you like what we do and still haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so. It helps the social media algorithm.
Well, there is a saying, one step in the right direction can take you really far. Peugeot 208 is the living example of that. Since the launch of this design, it took the market by storm. No wonder why. Among all its rivals, it stands proud and tall as far as styling is concerned. It has the most distinctive face with elegant body lines. Since these newly designed headlights reminds me of saber-toothed tigers. I mean, just look at that. Back of the car is also very stylish and modern. However, it compromises on boot spaces.
The design of this car is one of the biggest selling points. Well, this car looks really amazing from inside. And this is where you're going to spend most of your time, right? So interior design matters, and this car has absolutely nailed it. No wonder why it's one of the most beautiful looking interior among its own segment. I mean, look at the design, it's just wow. Here they have made it practical, and as well as the design has improved dramatically. If we look at all the materials they have used, they are pretty sturdy and solid feeling, which means they are ready to take wear and tear from your daily use with no problem whatsoever. However, one point I like to mention, this cabin, it's not feeling that much luxurious because you can see a lot of plastics around. It could be nice with using more of the soft touch material, especially if the cabin is looking so good. It must also look good in terms of material they have used. Especially I can feel like scratchy plastics here, scratchy plastic here, carbon fiber things, and you can almost say it's fake ones. A lot of piano black plastic they have used here, but it's collecting dust all the time, and someone, maybe it's good for the eyes, but someone need to clean it all the time.
The infotainment system is fairly simple and easy to use. I was trying to imitate the touch while driving. As you can see, it's not overly sharp and responsive, but works just fine. The best part is it comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto capabilities, which makes life easier. The display is sharp, but in sunlight it reflects a lot. Overall, it is easy to use, functional, and practical.
I say once again, the design is very cool, especially the steering wheel. It's really sporty, and it's got all the control over things that you really need while driving. The placement of infotainment system is really good. It lets you keep your eye on the road without being too much distractive. The buttons and all the controls under the center console here laid out in a very practical position that you can reach while driving. I really like their thought on this. Other than that, we have a small door bins. However, it's big enough to take 1 liter bottle easily without any problem. We have a small compartment for your sunglasses or mobile phone or anything else you like. We have USB traditional port, also an USB-C. So people are having use of USB-C these days, so it's very handy. Over here I have shades for the sun with vanity mirror here. It's looking good, and some ambient lighting going on over here. A nice armrest with storage capabilities. It's also going in and out, so it helps a lot, especially in the long journeys. Other than that, you have two cup holders and your parking brake, and you can also select your driving mode while you're driving fast. Hopefully not too fast. Well, practicality still continues in the back of this car. It doesn't feel that much tight. Actually, it feels spacious compared to its size. Here, If you look at my leg room, I am 5 feet 7 and I still got a little bit of leg room left, and I can stretch my leg a little bit, but not too much. Not too much. People over 6 foot, I think they will struggle with the leg room here, especially for the long journeys. For short journeys, it's fine. You can handle it, but for long journeys, I think it's a little bit tight for tall people. Headroom, it's pretty good, and I still have lots of headrooms left. In terms of practicality, they have thought about an armrest as well as a nice design for the window control button here. I can rest my hand over here nicely without having any issue, especially in the long journeys. Other than that, the seat fabrics is pretty nice, and I have one seat covers here to keep my iPad or phones or something like that. Other than that, the floor lip it's okay. It's not too big, but there is a floor lip. For better connectivity, we have two traditional USB port here. That helps a lot if you kids are sitting here and you have to drive them somewhere and they don't want to be bothered with everything else. In the back also we have isofix capabilities, which helps. If you can see, this docking station for seat belts are coming on your way if you have to sit in the middle. I really think it's gonna be tight for 3 people, but for 2 people it can easily be done. One more point to add: in the back door don't open very wide. It would be nice if we open a bit more than that. Well, let's check out the boot space before we start driving this car and see how it feels to drive.
Even though it might seem big enough as a small car, it's actually smaller than its rivals. Volkswagen Polo, Opel Corsa are few to name. Well, stylish rear is what you get as compensation for limited
Well,
storage.
enough of talking. Now it's time to hit the road. What I can say about the visibility is overall visibility is pretty good, especially the front pillar. They are not so big and enhance the view, especially when you're turning right. In the back, the visibility is pretty limited because of this slopey roof line. However, as this car is very small, it's easy to maneuver. It's got the most responsive engine here, that is 1.2-liter turbocharged petrol engine, and it gives you a lot of power instantly. However, if you really want to race with this car, this is not the type that you need. The steering wheel feels very sharp and very responsive, especially in the twisty road. Steering wheel feels very sharp and responsive. In the bumpy road, this car is a little bit on the stiffer side. The suspension is good, but it's not that much adaptive, so you feel a little bit of shake here and there. The cabin can be a bit better in terms of insulation. It's not the best in class. I have a lot of noise, road noise and tire noise coming in the cabin while driving, but it's not that bad either. One thing is very nice about this car can be controlled very easily. It takes very less space to turn around, especially in the parking. So if you need this car for city driving, it's absolutely will make a best choice because it's easier to park. It takes less space, especially the parallel park is a fun to do with this car. If I must say one point that I don't like about being inside of this car is the rear visibility. The rear pillar is pretty thick, and due to the design of the slopey roof lines, it makes it even more poor visibility. While driving, if you need to use the infotainment system or any of the functions that's available, it's pretty easy. All in all, this car drives pretty well, especially in the city, because to run this car, it's really fun, and it's so responsive that you will love driving it all the time. So if you can ignore a little bit of cabin noise and poor visibility, I think most of the people will be fine driving this car for day-to-day needs. What I think, Peugeot 208 is very competitively priced for what it offers, and it can be a very solid choice for those who wants to have a practicality and also style without breaking the bank. Well, Peugeot 208 is an all-around car. It's got the look, it's got the user-friendly infotainment system, and it's absolutely joyful to drive in the city. However, it's not without its flaws. Limited storage space, poor visibility in the back, and stiffer suspension are coming in the downsides. So if these downsides doesn't bother you, it's a solid choice, and I think you should make a test drive on this car before you can decide for yourself. That's all from me for today. I hope you really like this video. If so, please like, subscribe and comments. That helps. I will see you in the next video. Until then, please take care and drive safe.